Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Jose,
How are
how
you,
are
Jose?
you? ¿Cómo está?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are
How
you?
you guys doing?
We're good.
Man,
We're good.
I couldn't be happier. This was a very special fight. Having two of my sons, man, here in the same car, bro. No, man, no money could buy that, man. Super proud of Junior and David, man. I was like, we proved a lot last night.
You guys proved a whole lot. I mean, our show today is basically on whether or not Canelo is gonna fight David after watching that. I believe he does not. What do you think? Do you think he will fight him
We're in
after
the,
that?
I think we're on the same page, bro. I don't think he's Canelo. He didn't want to fight him back then. What makes people think he's want to fight now?
I know. I know. I just don't see it. Styles make fights, Jose, and it's just like Canelo doesn't fight 3 minutes of every round. Jose doesn't, I mean, excuse me, David doesn't seem to get tired. It looked like you guys improved tremendously from the plant to the Andre fight in terms of cutting off the ring. One of my callers suggested that it only looked that good because the ring was smaller. What do you think as the trainer? Do you feel
Well,
that your son improved in cutting off the ring from the plant fight to the Andre fight?
Well, I always said, hard work, dedication, a lot of sacrifice. But at the end of the day, we got to fight the dangerous fighters in order to learn and not just fight guys that you're going to beat. I think the guys that are tougher, like Caleb Plant, took us to another level. We were motivated for that fight, super motivated, and we learned a lot. Boo Boo, we knew it was a hard fight. We were gonna fight an awkward style of boxer, and we were super motivated with that too. So I think what we're doing it the right way. We're not running from nobody. We want to fight nothing but the best, and I think that's the motivation we need in order to stay focused and continue motivated. And know that these guys are super hard, and it could go either way. So, we're at it, and these are the kind of fights that David needs in order to prove himself and to make history.
Now, Jose, there's
Let me
been
just slide
there.
this follow up. I think the last time we interviewed you a couple of weeks before the fight, you said he would stop him in six. I mean, five, right? You said five, no?
Somewhere around 5, 6, somewhere around there, because
I
I knew,
think you said five here for sure, but it happened in six. Just
some
to say, credit to you.
Yeah, something like that. Because at the end of the day, in my opinion, we're not gonna go there and try to knock people out. We're gonna try to see, and use the jab and see what they have, how they are they gonna come forward, are they gonna move around, or how we need to figure them out. We need to make changes, adjustments right away. And I thought it's gonna take us like about 2 to 3 rounds, and then after that we're gonna go to work.
Now, Jose, there's been rumors going around this morning that the WBC have given Canelo 90 days to negotiate a fight with David. Can you confirm that? Is there any truth to that?
You know what, man? Everybody wanted to talk to me about Canelo, Canelo, Canelo. I said, fuck Canelo, man. I don't want to talk about Canelo right now. We have a very dangerous fight. We're focused 100% on Boo Boo. I didn't want to know nothing about Canelo or nobody else. This was the fight, man, that it was the hardest fight, in my opinion, in our career, that I couldn't even think about nothing else. We needed to focus on Boo Boo, and we were focused 100%, and that's why I didn't want to know nothing about nothing. They were trying to call me and say things that, oh, it's a guarantee, this and that. I was like, you know, right now we have a big fighter in front of us. I can't even. I don't want that to distract me, from all this. And now I'm hearing a lot of things, and I'm here in Vegas. I fly back, and I'm gonna sit down with Sansom and the WBC and our lawyer David Garcia, and try to make everything. ¿Cómo están? Make everything going. Yeah. So we're just here, man. Now we're ready. We're ready to see what's going on.
What game you playing, Jose?
What new game plan you said?
No, no, no. I feel like I felt like you were at a slot
Oh,
machine.
no. I want to get coffee. That's why I told you guys to wait for me. No, man. I didn't want to go to a room. I said no. I'm gonna talk to you guys right now. So I just sat down here and
Oh,
hopefully
okay.
they don't kick me out. Hopefully they don't kick me out.
So obviously with you picking 5 or 6, you envisioned it to go this way, but did you see it really? Because man, that it was like one of his best. That's probably his best performance. No.
People are gonna say now, when you went by, a lot of people say, "Oh, we had a great plan. We had this, we had that." I don't want to sound like that, but this is what we had. The same plan we had, not the same, but we had a plan where we went and fought Caleb Plant, and it worked perfect, and this plan worked perfect too. And it's just at the end of the day, David has sacrificed so much and disciplined himself so much, and I mean, sky's the limit, man. So dedicated and so disciplined on his training camp.
How long do you guys wait? Like, do you think David gets it for Cinco de Mayo, or is your mind set on if we do get it, it will be in September?
We're ready to go tomorrow, man. We're ready. We're ready. David, no injuries. Everything's good. He didn't get hit a lot. Maybe like one or two good shots, but no, he's ready. We're ready to go. We're gonna go back and train because we know there are a lot of good things that are coming our way, and we're ready. We're ready. We're ready for whatever. Like I said, now I can say we want to be bold. If there's nobody at 168 that we can fight. I think Bivol will be a great fight. He beat Canelo. He beat those are the two dangerous fighters up there right now at 175. The other dangerous fighter, the big fight will be Canelo. But if he doesn't want to fight David, I don't know what's going on. Like I said, we're gonna find out as soon as we come back. But we're ready. We're ready to go and face nothing but the best.
But in your opinion, do you think you get the fight versus your son versus Canelo in Cinco de Mayo or for September?
I think he deserves that fight. Either way, as long as we make it happen, and he doesn't retire or leave those belts, we're ready. We're ready. It doesn't matter. The date doesn't matter. We're ready to fight on Cinco de Mayo, December, whenever. We're ready. We're ready to go.
So for you, it can be next.
It should. It should be next. And we prove ourselves. Canelo back in his interviews, he said, "Well, they should fight each other, and then I fight the winner." He wanted us to fight Caleb Plant and Boo Boo. There you have it. We're done. Made it. Let's go. Let's make it happen.
What's your thoughts on all these rumors being reported of him negotiating with Jaime Munguia for a possible Cinco de Mayo fight?
Well, everybody wants to fight Canelo. We were negotiating with Munguia before Boo Boo. They came back and because they were gonna give him a 65th, 60-40, and they came back. They said they wanted 50-50. We said yes, let's do it with Munguia, and then they did disappear. So now I mean I don't think the people are gonna be happy about that he's gonna fight Munguia. But at the end of the day, there's nothing I could do. We're here. We're ready to go. I think the best fight and the fight that the people want to see is David Benavidez against Canelo.
Coach, do you know what David weighed on fight night? Because the representative, or actually the owner of Snag, Victor Conti, made it clear that on fight night, Boo Boo was 190 and they were going to, quote unquote, bully the bully. That didn't work. That didn't work. I mean, he had great success for the first 2 rounds, Andre did. He looked good for the first 2 rounds, but he couldn't bully the bully. So how much did David weigh on fight night?
You know what? They forgot to weigh him, but I think he was like 189, 188. Boo Boo was bigger than him. And in weigh-ins, David came out 167. Boo Boo came at 167.6, I would say, somewhere like that. So and even in weigh-ins, Boo Boo was heavier than David. And I think at day of the fight, Boo Boo was heavier. He looked bigger. But we didn't get weigh in that night. I don't know, forgot or whatever.
How comfortable was it for David to make the weight? I know you guys have a lengthy training camp. When it came to stepping on the scale Friday morning, how difficult or easy was it for David?
Everybody, he missed weight one time. And from there, everybody keeps saying that he's too big, that he can't do 168. We all these past fights, he's been coming under a pound or 2 pounds over. There is no problem there. We could have come at 67.8, 5. We came at 67, you know. So there's no problem there. You know, we're not struggling. You know, he could do easy, no problem. 168 or at 175.
There's been a lot of talk of 75 with Better Beav or Bivol, but do you guys not like the opportunity of being like Bernard and Gennady and defend your belts at 68 for multiple defenses? There are a lot of names there. You know, Edgar Berlanga will get bigger. David Morrell will get bigger. Christian Mabili is a big fight if you go to Canada. Eric Bazizian is another Canadian. Does that not interest you because the Bivols and the Better Beef are just bigger fights?
Oh no, of course we'll fight anybody. But what I'm gonna say is that we want to fight those dangerous fighters, you know. But we'll fight anybody. We got to stay active. We got to stay busy. That's the plan. You know, we're not gonna sit down and here wait for the fighters to accept that fight. We'll fight anybody. We just got to stay busy, like how we've been doing, you know, and get more experience, you know.
When you say you want to stay active, how fast do you want David back in the ring?
Well, you know, at least I want him to fight at least 3 to 4 times a year. You know, I know four is a lot, but I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if he has fights like this, why not? You know, 5 rounds, no injuries. He looked good. He didn't get hit, no cuts, none of that. So he's fresh. He's good. He's ready to go. So it all depends on the fighters and the cuts and all that. So maybe the ideal would be like maybe 3 a year for sure.
Has he said if he thought it was easier than what he expected?
Of course, I thought it was easier than what I expected. You know, the same with him. You know, we took Boo Boo very serious. We knew he was gonna give us problems. He does give problems to everybody. Nobody wanted to fight it because of that, and so we knew. It was surprisingly, you know, it was very surprised, you know, that he gave up quick.
Now, Jose, your sons, they were a part of history. I think in a sad way, but a part of history nonetheless. And that it was the last pay-per-view Showtime will put out. I thought it was a great match card from the main event all the way down. There was a lot of great undercard fights. Have you or David heard anything about what could be the next network showing his pay-per-views?
Yeah, no, we haven't heard. You know what you guys know. That's what I know. But we're happy. I think something's gonna happen. We're in a big stage right now. We're in a good position. You know, to for the other fighters that are not known, it's gonna they're gonna suffer a little bit. But I think we're gonna be okay. So I don't worry about it. You know, for David. Uh, but something's gonna come out. You know, we're gonna go somewhere. Some. I'm pretty sure something's gonna happen.
Now, as part of the Showtime pay-per-view, we got the traditional All Access, and you shared a very beautiful moment with your sons in that All Access. You showed a lot of vulnerability. Just talk to us about the moment, and obviously, now the post moment, right? You guys were in preparation, in camp for your respective fights. The fights have now took place, but I just want to go back to that moment because it was a vulnerable moment for you and a moment that, as a boxing fan, I really appreciated.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna be honest, very honest to you. I was very hard from the beginning. And a lot of people don't know that. You know, they think that David just came out recently. You know, he's been training hard, man, and he had it hard, very hard. Yeah, one time when I got a divorce, he gained weight. He suffered a lot. He came to depression, and that's why he gained a lot of weight. But still, he was still training. Um, Junior was super good. He got off track a little bit, and I've been working super hard to get him back in track, and little by little, he's maturing more now. He has 2 daughters, and I think. Now in this camp, he trained good, but I think he could do better. I'm super proud of what he did on his performance. And David, you know, he got off track a little bit too, and and got back at it, and he matured a lot too, and the same thing. But they had it tough, man. You know, I feel sorry for them because they didn't have no childhood. You know, a lot of people don't know that. I know I have animals, you know, because they were always training and trying to get better. I would always push them. There was a point that they hated me so much because, you know, I was obsessed with boxing. And thank God, you know, I changed my mind and I'm a different person, and I had to adjust because we were very close to getting separated from them, and our relationship was very bad, you know, really bad. We were super, super close to splitting up, and thank God, God gave me an idea and guided me to fix all this, and I did. I was afraid to say when they were small. I was afraid to say that I love them because if I thought that if I would say that I would make them weak. I didn't want them to hear that. I want to make animals. I want to make monsters. I don't know what happened, man. To be honest, I thought I was gonna die, and I just wanted them to be strong. I grew up without parents, and I didn't want them to go through what I went. And maybe I just got lost, man. I just got lost. Thank God he guided me back, and now, man, thank God everything's going well. We have a good relationship, really good, and I'm so happy now that I made that change. And they want to do their own things. I let them do whatever they want. I'm just there to watch and have a little bit of opinion, but we always try what they want to do.
Coach, we've had dozens of callers today, and a lot of them uh, believe that Benavidez won't do that to Canelo because he's never been hit by the power of someone like Canelo. So obviously, you know, there's years of interviews with David Benavidez and sparring partners. I know he sparred Andy Ruiz, the heavyweight. He sparred Evander Holyfield. He spent 5 years with Gennady. He spent time with Bivol. Bivol. Do you believe it will be a difference? Because yes, he sparred these bigger men, but those are bigger gloves. Maybe even 16s for a lot of those, if not heavier for some of those heavyweights. But when you get in there with Canelo, you know, we're talking 10-ounce gloves. What's your thoughts? Has he been in there with punchers the size of, you know, the power of Canelo?
Let me go back with the little story that I told you about David. You know, I was really hard on him, man. When he was 13 years old, he was already sparring professionals, heavyweights, cruiserweights, you know. So that's what a lot of people don't know, you know. That's why he's where he's at because of what he did when he was young. You know, I didn't have no sympathy. You know, I didn't have uh I didn't feel sorry for David. You know, like I said, I created a monster, man. Since he was 13, 14, 15, he had to spar all these guys that were already world champions, you know? And people are gonna have to see, you know, why he's the best at 168. Canelo, I'll tell you right now, he will stop Canelo. He's 26 years old, fucking hungry. You've seen what he's done. You've seen what Canelo's been doing with even with Charlo. Couldn't even do anything with Charlo. So I guarantee you that David will stop Canelo. Good. You know, I respect everybody's opinion because everybody's entitled to have their own opinion. We're gonna keep proving. We're gonna show you guys that David is the best at 168, and he's gonna stop Canelo Alvarez.
When you say stop, do you think it's like what happened Saturday where it's the referee or the corner throwing in the towel?
It doesn't matter a knockout or stoppage.
He got a call.
We can stop Canelo on the stool and not wanting to go out because of the beating and the punishment. You know, that would be very satisfying to me. It's like no mas Roberto Duran, man. That's a great win for me. You know, but if we can knock him out, that would be good too. But my biggest satisfaction would be stay there, don't come out.
I got Flacco 38 from California. What fight you think made Boo Boo a great or good fighter before facing David?
Um, you know, I don't know, man. They never gave him the opportunity to fight somebody legit, somebody good. You know, Canelo didn't want to fight him. The Chargers didn't want to fight him. So I believe that he never got the opportunity. That's why when they said Boo Boo, You know, I thought it was a great fight because he never got the opportunity, and people never really gave us the opportunity to fight. So we needed that fight. Both of them needed this fight. So I think he didn't have the opportunity until David came, and David came stronger than him.
I got Trav FDY in Texas who says, I saw an interview where you said you hated Tim Bradley and wanted to slap him because of his boxing opinion about your sons. Has Bradley
Yeah.
reached out to you, and are you willing to move past it because it's just boxing talk?
Yeah, but you know, there's ways to say things. You know, that guy's been talking a lot of shit, Timothy Bradley. You know, sometimes, you know, it hurts. You know, they're my sons. And when you hear things like that, you know, he could have said, hey, David needs more work on his footwork. And, you know, he needs a lot of work there. But when he says he has terrible footwork, and yeah, he's going to get exposed, he's going to, you know, he's going to lose. You know, when you talk about, I can see the hate on him. You know, you can see, you know. So I mean, I'm entitled to give my opinion too. I think he's a fucking terrible commentator, you know. And you're afraid, you know. So you know, I think he's a terrible commentator. Even when he was commentating Shakur, he said, "Oh my gosh, Shakur is looking beautiful with that jab." I'm like, "What the fuck? He's not even throwing it," you know. So I think he's just a bad commentator, bro. But I'm very fun.
We got Huang in Houston. David is taking the respectful route with Canelo. Once the contract gets signed, will he give us the Jose Jr. energy I love?
Yeah, no. David's a different person, man. You know, if our opponents gives us respect, we'll give them respect. But if they start talking shit, we're gonna talk shit too, you know. But I mean, the only one that I could say that was talking shit was Caleb Plant. But David's super respectful, you know. And at the end of the day, this is a fight. You know, we wanna fuck people up. You know, to be honest, we wanna hurt people. You know, so. But you know, David's
But
very
y'all
respectful.
not gonna be quiet because I mean you and Eddie Reynoso have had some back and forths. They don't like how vocal you've been. Obviously, it's been what, 3, 4 years? How many years you think your son has been avoided by Canelo?
Yeah, for a long time, man.
No.
Three,
Give
four
me a number. Give me a number.
years, man. We've been trying to make this
4
fight. And,
years?
you know, when David became a world champion, they wanted to fight David, and we were in talks for like about a day or two, and then they decided they didn't want to do it anymore. But I think Canelo would have beat David at that time because he was only 20 years old, you know. But they decided they didn't want to do it. We were in talks, but well, that was like 6 years ago. So, and from then on, you know, once they wanted to fight him, and since David got his belt taken away, we've been trying to get that belt back.
Right?
No, go ahead. I got
Ryan
some.
Frazier in Canada from Toronto, Canada. Not a question, but bring Benavidez versus Christian Mabili to Toronto, Canada, and Toronto will roll out the red carpet for boxing that night. David's style versus Mabili's style brings the entire city down to the Scotiabank Arena, which holds 18,000 plus. Keep bringing us the great fights, Team Benavidez. Have you
Yeah,
heard of
for sure.
Mabili?
Yeah. I think he's a great fighter. I think that would be a great fight, and that's what we're looking for. You know, we want to give the people the fights that they want to see. Great idea. And but at the end of the day, you know, I'm just a trainer, manager. You know, Al will make those calls, and we're ready. We're ready to go for whatever they tell us to do. You know, just get ready. We'll sit down, we'll talk, but we're here to fight nothing but the best and guys that are the fights that the people want to see. And not
Uh,
this is not hard to make fights. You guys know, everybody knows. You know, we're here to fight, and no excuses. We're here. You know, we don't ask for nothing. We just want to date, and that's it.
During one of our previous interviews, you said that you guys had a 3-fight deal with Al Heyman, and Morrell was part of that. Now Ronnie Shields has come out fight week before your fight saying that Morrell was offered and Team Benavidez turned that down. What's your stance on that?
Bro, that motherfucker, I saw him yesterday here. I seen him on, they just fucking come and look at me and put their fucking head down. I mean, I'm a fucking beast. We're not afraid of nobody, man. Uh, he was in the contract. We try to make those fights a couple of times. Those motherfuckers, they just want, they just want to, the exposure. That's what they want. We wanted that fight, and Ronnie Shields said that no, he wasn't ready. His team thinks that he's not ready. The guy wants to fight. I don't believe him. He wants to fight anybody. I think David will knock him out. Right now I don't think he has the experience, but let's make it happen. Let's make it. I mean, that's a great fight too for us. Let's make it happen. Um, it's easy to make. We're in the same promotion company. I mean, I don't know how will he say that we turned the fight down. Who offered that fight? To who? Come get him on your show. Tell me who made that fight. I mean, I'm the manager. You know, I've been trying to make that fucking fight. The management, Luis de Cuba doesn't want to make that fight. Ronnie Shields didn't want to make that fight. I think they just want publicity. They just want to make a little bit of noise. They know that David will fuck Morrell up. And let's make it happen.
What do you think of Morrell's upcoming fight in about 2-3 weeks?
Who the fuck? I mean, come on. Look who he's fighting, man. Are you excited about that fight? That's fought a Caleb Plant. He should fight a fucking Charlo. He should fight guys that are gonna take him. Today, But right now he doesn't even sell. So I don't. I think that's the reason they want to fight him with David too, because I think he has to prove himself a little bit more. For me, we can fight him tomorrow, but I think he's not there yet. They want to talk about him and make that. I think that's going to be a great fight in the future, like in about a year or two. So, but we're ready. We're ready for whenever.
Coach, do you think your son would really get credit for beating David Morrell? He's never beat a world champion or a former world champion.
Yeah, I don't think he will get credit to beat. They would say, oh, yeah, he was too young. He didn't have the experience, or whatever. He only has fucking 10 fights. But for us, like I said, let's make it happen. Easy money right there, Not a problem. But no, he will not get credit for that. That's why we want to fight the fucking guys that are known, the dangerous fights like Bivol, Bet the Beer, fucking Canelo. Those are the fights that are fucking exciting. Those are the fights that are dangerous. Morrell is just a tuna fight.
Now I
Now,
know. I know this.
let me follow up because, Coach, you've already mentioned you were previously in negotiations with Munguia. He's a DAZN fighter. Now you're saying Bivol, another DAZN fighter. Would David be crossing the street for the Munguia and Bivol fight, or is that like a co-broadcast pay-per-view?
All these fights can be made. All these fights can be made. Like I said, we were negotiating with Munguia. That they backed out. They didn't want to fight. So see, we can make all these fights as long as the fighter wants to fight. If David wants to fight, if Bivol wants to fight, we could definitely make that fight happen. Not a problem. But you hear all these guys. I want to fight this guy, but the company doesn't let him fight or whatever. Fuck that. If the fighters want to make that fight, it's gonna happen. But if the fighter doesn't want to fight, they're gonna come with excuses.
Now, Jose, this might be a bit of a reach because of how close it is before Christmas, but any chance David makes the trip to Saudi for the big heavyweight card, which Bivol's going to be fighting on, if he can't get.
Yeah, not one of those persons that's following fighters, to make a fight happen. And I mean, he loves boxing a lot, and but we're not big fans of. You never see us in fights, really. But I think we should. I don't know. But we don't really care, or maybe because we're in camp when the big fights come up. So, but I think we got to look into that and start coming.
If not, at the very least, buy the pay-per-view, so you guys can keep an eye on the fight. I think that David versus Bivol is a phenomenal fight. I think it's an exciting fight, and the chance of him becoming a 2-division world champion at 26 years old, well, I think that makes it even better.
Great idea. Like I said, I didn't really think about it. But shit, that's a little vacation right there too. So fuck not. Why not?
So, Coach, are you? Can you confirm that the His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh has not contacted you at all to even go watch the fight?
You know what? I know. Um, a little, little text here and there. Nothing yet. Not really.
Okay, well, at least he texted you. That's better than nothing.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I got Rod in LA. If no Canelo next, realistically, who can you see David fight next? Also, what advice can you share with me as I'm beginning my journey as a boxing trainer? Training my son, excuse me.
You know what? To be honest, like I said, I was super focused on Boo, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. This was the fight that I was nervous, and I was like, "Wow, this is a tough fucking fighter." A guy that fucking moves a lot. It's gonna be hard to fucking hit. And he's fast and he throws a lot of punches. He's fucking awkward. I didn't think about nothing. I didn't have another fight kind of lined up, or I wasn't even thinking about nothing else, man. Our focus was here 100%. Now my mind is clear. I'm gonna go back to work. I leave to Seattle, Washington today. I'm gonna sit down and start looking for potential opponents and see who's up there. And now I can look for these guys. Before I didn't even want to think about nobody else than Boo Boo. And for his son, it's super hard to train your own sons. Uh, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of tears, a lot of hard work, man. A lot of sacrifices, but everything can be made. If I made it, that I didn't know nothing about boxing. I came to boxing when I was 30 years old. I mean, I dedicated myself. I became obsessed with boxing, and anything can be possible. If I did it, you can do it.
James Valdez, San Antonio, Texas. What's the reason for moving from Arizona to Seattle? Was it personal or work-related decisions?
Work related to, Arizona's too small. These guys were superstars in Arizona. We will go to train and they kind of not show up. And too many distractions, man. So that's why I try to move them from one place to another place. Until now, they're mature. They have their own kids. Now, I think hopefully pretty soon we can come back to Arizona.
We talked once and you said you wanted to come back to Vegas. That's not in the plans?
Would love to come back to Arizona, Las Vegas, or LA. Those three places, that I would love to.
You got a call.
Well, bear with us as we try to get Jose back. In the meantime, go ahead, smash the like button. It is free. Make sure you are subscribed to the show. I wanted to ask them what it's like because I know they've been embraced.
Embraced by what?
In Seattle, in Washington. So just wanted to see what that's been like because I know it's a.
We only got two more for him. Oh, he's back. It's got okay.
There we go.
You hear me, Coach? We don't hear you.
You hear me?
There we
Yes,
go. There
yes.
we go.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah. So the question was the next one is from SDX Renzi. He says, "Congratulations on your son's performance and win, but you mentioned wanting the Bivol fight. If ya, we lost him. We lost him. He's probably suffering a little bit of bad service there.
Yeah, those casinos could be tricky, champ.
Yep.
The other people inside.
All right. Let's try this one more time.
Third time the charm.
Word. We only got two more to go. One more to go. Coach.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
So he said, "Congratulations on your son's performance and win, but you mentioned wanting the Bivol fight. If y'all don't get Canelo, how do you see a fight playing out? Does he
Man,
stop
Bivol, man.
Bivol?"
No, you know that. Ah, shit. That would be a different division. I don't know. That Bivol is a big fucking guy. We will definitely train super hard. That's a tough fight, man. That's a really tough fight. I'm not gonna say we're gonna knock him out. I don't know. That's something to go up and test and see. You know, Bivol is a fucking beast, and he beat Canelo. He beat Sudo Ramirez. So I think that would be a great fight. But that's another big test for David Benavidez.
I
But
do.
coach, I seen interviews, and Bivol gives a lot of respect to David. They sparred. Were you live for those sessions, or was David brought into camp without you?
I was there every single sparring with Bivol. And yeah, no, he's a fucking beast. He hits hard, man. My respects. You know, he's a great fighter, one of the best in my opinion. Um, that challenge that we want to take and see where we at. You know, I will be super happy just to beat him because he beat Canelo.
What up, YouTube family? Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.